try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test, expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they're scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds, they can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop.
What up, Fin fans? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Fin Posse Podcast. I'm your host, Big C, brought to you by Game Changers Media. How is everybody doing this morning? Sorry I'm running a little late. Had a little issue with the upload. Little issue this morning. Sorry about that. Good morning, Irving. New sub. Thank you for the support, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, I try. I'm new at this. I'm trying my best. I will get better. I'm going to get better. I'm going to continue to grow. Continue to try to do big things. Listen, I'm just a Dolphins fan. I try to, I just come out here and I try to speak truth. I try to speak from the heart. I just want what's best for this football team. And I like to talk to everybody. You know what I mean? I like to hear everybody's opinions. I like the back and forth and just shooting the shit. You know what I mean? I appreciate that, Irving. I really do. It means a ton. I seriously, you don't know how much it means to me. Truly. So how's everybody doing this morning? Again, I'm sorry I'm running a little late this morning. How is everybody doing? So last night we did an episode of the Blitz. And we went over, it was a prediction show where we thought the top free agents in this year's free agent class were going to sign. Obviously it's not an exact science. You don't know what's in people's heads. You don't know what these general managers have in mind. But for the most part, you can see what teams' needs are, and you can see who's got the most salary cap space and who needs what and who's liable to spend big. So the last few days here on the Fin Posse Podcast, we've been going over draft needs and possible draft targets. Now, all that's null and void until we know what happens in free agency. We can sit here and try to do mock drafts all day. But the reality is it really depends on what we do in free agency that determines what path we take in the NFL draft. If we go out and get two guards in free agency, chances are we're not taking a guard in the first round. Or if we go out and get two safeties in free agency, chances are we're not taking a safety in the first round. So all that is determined by free agency, which is about a month away. Right now, I think we're 7 million over the cap. Let me take a look. I think we're about 7 million over after the three releases we did the other day. Let me check it out. I want to say it's about 7 million over as of right now. Let's see if I can pull it up. All these websites got all these pop-ups. So many pop-ups. So hold on, let me see if I can share this so you can all see. Okay, right here it says we're about 5 million, 5.5 million over the projected salary cap. Now I don't know if this. Let's see. The cap space of the team we have signing after 51 players. I don't think this takes into account for the increase in the salary cap, which the increase in the salary cap this year from new TV deals with Netflix and this and that, that can add 15 to 25, 30 million dollars. So I mean, in reality, we could be under the cap by 20 million already. It really depends on what the salary cap goes up. Let's see. So on today's show, I wanted to go over almost like a mock free agency for the Miami Dolphins. So to do that, we got to create some cap space. To create some cap space, we're going to have to renegotiate some contracts. We're going to have to possibly release some more people. So let's see how we can create some cap space without affecting our future too much. Without affecting the future too much. Now, I made a point saying that Chris Grier doesn't give a shit about the future because Chris Grier's job is on the line this year. If Chris Grier doesn't produce a winning team this year, Chris Grier's out the door. So Chris Grier's not concerned with our future. He's not concerned with mortgaging the future. He'll do what needs to be done to save himself. Survival, you'll do anything to survive. People will do anything to survive. So let's see. Right here, Channing Tindall. We're going to get rid of Channing Tindall. What has he done for us? What has he done for us? Nothing. You know, he was supposed to be this Josh Allen stopper, someone that was going to keep Josh Allen in the pocket and make sure that Josh Allen didn't take off. Josh Allen spy. He's done none of that. He's shown nothing to us. He's out of here. Blake Ferguson. He's a decent long snapper. We snapped him. But he's going through some kind of issues. He didn't play for us last year. Listen, we need this money. Sorry, Blake. You got to go too. Eazy-E. He shows flashes in camp every year and in preseason every year. But again, he has given us absolutely nothing. He's constantly dealing with injuries. We need that money too. Julian Hill, goodbye. Too many mistakes, too many mistakes, whether it's penalties, not catching the ball. We got to let you go. Let's head back up. Now, I mean, if you guys don't agree, I understand. You know what I mean? I'm just I'm just trying to create us some cap space. Maybe some of these guys don't end up getting released. I think a lot of them could. Jake Bailey. I don't think we should have ever extended him in the first place. Last year was better than the year before, but he's still not that great a punter. I think we can get a punter just as good for cheaper. Boom. Jake Bailey, goodbye. Let's see what that gets us to. Right there, those moves get us under the cap. So if the cap goes up, whatever the cap goes up, we're under the salary cap that amount. 15 million to 25 million. That's how much money we'd have to spend right now. But right now, let's go and we're going to renegotiate some of these contracts. Like Teron Armstead. Oh. We're going to do a restructure on Teron. And Bradley Chubb. Let's see where that gets us. Oops. Shoot. Just those moves right there get us to 25 million under, plus whatever the salary cap goes up, whether it's 15 to 25. 15 would get us up around 40 million. 25 would get us to 50 million. And then, I mean, there's other things that you could do. I mean, if you, we can go over here and restructure Austin Jackson. And let's see. Cancel. See what Austin Jackson gets us to. Right there, that's about 32 million. Plus the 15 would be about 47 million. I mean, you could live real dangerous. And this would be Chris Greer mortgage in the future. Because you could come over and you can mess with Tua's money, but that's going to spread it down the road longer. You can mess with Tua's money and spread it down the road longer, but that's gonna put us in a handicap with Tua for the future. It's going to mean that getting rid of him in the future is going to cost us more money. Again, is that the smart move to make? Absolutely not. Do I want them to make that move? Absolutely not. Because if we have to move on from Tua next year, it's gonna cost us that much more money. But Chris Greer, again, is not concerned with the future. So he is able and willing to do this. That takes us to 56 without the salary cap increase. He could even come over here and mess with Tyreek's. We could end up having 80, 85 million in cap space. We could end up having 80 to 85 million in cap space if Chris Greer really wants to live dangerous. If he really wants to live dangerous, we could have 80 to 85 million. Do I think we have to go that extreme? No. I think we could. A lot of these holes can be filled by draft picks, and we can get some affordable free agents that can come in and fill the holes that we need filled and still put a good team on the football field this year. Kendra Fuller was a surprise, but I understand because of the concussions and other injury issues. Yeah, I was most shocked by Kendall Fuller. Really, I was. I think Kendall Fuller I think that was a mistake. I think we should have kept Kendall Fuller. Yeah, he dealt with the concussion issues later on in the season. I think we could have kept him, and we keep our quarterback with the concussion issues. Why don't we keep it? You know what I mean? I think he was worth the risk. I think he was worth the risk. So let's take a look at what our team needs are. We need two guards. We need two guards between the draft and free agency. Let's say we're going to have about 50 million in cap space. Let's say we have 50. I think that we could have considerably more, but let's say we got 50 million in cap space to spend. So we need two guards, two safeties. We need a cornerback. We need a defensive tackle. And yeah, restructuring Tua might mean you're still committed to him beyond 2026. You want to have financial flexibility, and restructure Tua is a good short term, but not long term. Yikes. Absolutely. Absolutely. What worries me is that Chris Greer, like, he's not concerned with that. But so if he feels like, if he really feels the pressure and his back's getting against the wall, and he watches the Buffalo Bills, the New England Patriots, the New York Jets improve their rosters greatly, he might get real nervous, and he might do something that's gonna really hurt this team for the future. Is Elijah Campbell a free agent? I'm not sure if Campbell's a free agent or not. Regardless, I feel like we need to bring someone better than Campbell in. And I'm a Tua supporter, but at this point, I'm a non-committal to Tua at this point. Listen, I'm a Tua supporter too. When I think Tua with if Tua has the team around him that Jalen Hurts has, I think Tua can have that type of success too. I really do. I think Tua could lead a deep playoff run. I think Tua could possibly win us a Super Bowl. I really do. But the thing with Tua is you can't rely on a quarterback that you can't rely on, if that makes sense. You can't. The biggest thing is availability. And you can't build a team and hope that your quarterback's going to stay healthy. You can't go into every season like, well, we can win if Tua doesn't get hurt. You know what I mean? When there's a good chance that he's going to get hurt. Mac Jones, 2 for $10 deal. Listen, I like people. I got a lot of slack from people with the Mac Jones thing. I think Mac Jones is the perfect backup quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. He's a right-handed Tua Tagovailoa. Now, do I think he's as good as Tua? No, I don't. But he does a lot of the same things good that Tua does. He's very accurate in the intermediate routes. He can get the ball out quickly. I mean, he ran the same system that Tua ran in Alabama. A lot of the receivers that came out that played with Tua and played with Mac Jones said they preferred Mac Jones over Tua. I remember being real mad in the NFL draft when Waddle and Devontae Smith came out because they said they preferred Mac Jones. If you want to stay with Tua, you have to beef up the interior, the offensive line like the Eagles did. I do agree that if Miami builds the team and drafts well and signs well, passer than Hurts. Now Hurts, he's a more of an athlete. Obviously, he brings that aspect of running the ball, which is very vital in this league nowadays. It's massive to have a dual threat quarterback. Uh, that's why I'm so jealous of the Washington Commanders and what they got with Jaden Daniels. I mean, even Patrick Mahomes can use his legs. Is he on the level of a Jalen Hurts, a Lamar Jackson, a Josh Allen? No. But Patrick Mahomes is very capable of scampering for 25, 30 yards a game when he has to. And I think the time of the pocket passer is really it's gonna be, I think it's gonna eventually be put to the wayside, and we're gonna see more and more of the dual threat quarterback. Because it's just such a extra weapon that you have that is so valuable. It's so valuable. Yeah, Hurts is more mobile quarterback than Tua, but has a better arm and more accurate. I mean, Hurts looks better in crunch time because Hurts team can run the ball. Hurts team can protect him in crunch time. You know, you think about in crunch time, what happens? You know, the defensive coordinator dials up the blitz. They dial up their best plays during that crunch time. Defensive coordinators bring their best plays. They start dialing up the heat. So if you don't have an offensive line, if you can't protect your quarterback in crunch time, and in crunch time, usually you have to they're throwing the ball. You know what I mean? Of course, Jalen Hurts is going to look more impressive. But I mean, regardless, the Miami Dolphins need to build through the trenches. They need to build through the offense and defensive line. That's what's going to make this team successful. And yeah, people can say that we've given to a good teams. We've given to a good teams. We've given to a fancy toys to play with. But we've never given him that truly good team. We've never given him the correct pieces in the right spots. The correct way to build a team is through the trenches, and we've never, not once, given Tua that. Never, not once. The only players I would re-sign are Wynn, Dotson, Calais Campbell, and maybe Estridge. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely bring Isaiah Wynn back. I'd definitely bring Dotson back. Calais Campbell, hopefully he wants to come back. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. So again, we need 2 guards, 2 safeties, a cornerback, a defensive tackle, a backup quarterback. What else we need? So we're going to try to fill these holes so we can do a mock draft tomorrow. So this is like a 2-day event right here that we're doing. So right now we're saying that we got $50 million in cap space to spend. Right now we need 2 guards, 2 safeties, a cornerback, a defensive tackle, and a backup quarterback. And this is also assuming that Teron Armstead got his contract reworked and we're bringing him back. And Bradley Chubb is also on his way back. So we're assuming we're playing devil's advocate right now. We're assuming Armstead and Bradley Chubb are on this team. We need 2 guards. We need 2 safeties. We need a cornerback, a defensive tackle, and a backup quarterback. And we have $50 million to spend. We need another tight. Yeah, we need another tight end. But we got Jonnu, so I would address the tight end position probably in the draft. But we need a tight end, a middle linebacker, you say? Okay. So $50 million to spend. I say, where do you say we go looking first? I say obviously Chris Grier doesn't got time for players to develop. He doesn't got time for players to develop. So I think that Chris Grier attacks the offensive line first and foremost in the NFL and in free agency. So right now we got about 50 million. Let's see here. Check out my calculator. Hope Hayden Rushi makes active roster. Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be bad. All right, so we got, damn it, where'd my page go now? Oh, man, I'm all flustered. All right, here we go. So the first move I'm making is I'm going and I'm grabbing Mekhi Becton. Mekhi Becton is still super young. He's super big, super physical. He played great for Philly last year. He was a bust for the New York Jets playing offensive tackle. But he played fabulous for the Philadelphia Eagles last year at guard. I think we can get Becton at a decent price. I think that, and the good thing about Becton is in a pinch, if we get really desperate at some point, we can throw Becton over a tackle because he's got experience there. Now, is that what's best? Absolutely not. But in a pinch, it's possible. So he has versatility on the line. I think we bring in Mekhi Becton. I say a 4-year, $56 million deal. That's $14 million a year. That leaves us with about $36 million. So that fills one spot. That fills one guard spot. Now we're gonna have to make some better choices down the road. Let's see. Who else do you think we could bring in? Now, I could see us offering a contract to Javon Holland. I mean, I think they're going to offer him something, whether he takes it. It really depends on what the market is. Now, he's probably the premier player at his position in free agency, so he's going to get the top dollar amount. I think anything over 14 million, we can't touch him. If he's willing to come back for 14 million, I would take a chance on it. But anything over that, I couldn't touch it. Timothy, how much is Patrick projected per year? Do you have any idea? Is there any projection on what his prior contract was at least, or because I mean this is what makes it tough is guessing what some of these guys are going to make. You know what I mean? Mekhi Becton, he's going to get decent money, but he's not going to break the bank. Projecting NFL free agent salaries. Well, this one's projecting mega contracts. We don't need mega contracts. We can't afford the mega contracts. Yeah, these are all $20 million people a year. I would address the other guard spot. A player that I like a lot is I think we can get fairly cheap. I like Zach Martin, former guard, Dallas Cowboys. And I think we can get him on a 2-year, $17.5 million. Listen, he's dealt with a few injuries. He's getting up there in age, but this guy is a Hall of Fame caliber guard. I think he could come in, plug that hole until we can maybe we take one in the third round this year, and we we can we can pick him up, we can plug him in, he'll do great things for us right there. If we pick them two guards up, I think that gives us a top 10 offensive line. I really do. And I mean, at 2 years, 17 million, what's that? A little under 9 million. So let's take off 9. That leaves us with 27 million, and the offensive line is taken care of. 27 million and the offensive line's taken care of. Now, what's the next important position? 50 million is not going to be enough, folks. Chris Greer's going to have to he's going to have to make some more room, which he's very capable of doing. But right here, this shows that 50 million is not enough. Let's see if we can let's say we bring back Calais for the defensive tackle position, just so it's not an area of need. Calais, which I would love to have Calais back. Campbell. I don't think we're going to get him quite as cheap as last year, but I can see a 1-year deal, maybe 7 million. That takes us down to 20 million left. Yeah, Timothy, I agree. Offensive and defensive lines are the two most important positions. And then I'd probably say our cornerback and then the safeties. But I'd bring Calais back. I think everybody would be happy to have Calais back. Calais was a baller for us last year. He's a dog. He's a team leader. I think, he wants to win a championship. He wants the opportunity to have a chance at a championship. He stuck it out with us last year. Maybe he decides to go somewhere else, but his heart's in Miami. He played his college ball in Miami. Why upend and travel somewhere else? I think they try to feed him with the image of us putting a team together to compete. I think they let him know that, hey, we would have been in the thick of things if Tua could have stayed healthy. They're going to tell him that we're going to protect Tua this year. Tua's going to stay healthy. We're going to compete. Please resign with us. And I think there's a good chance that we can bring Calais back. So, I'm going to say we re-signed Calais Campbell at 1 year, 7 million. That leaves us with about 20 million. And like I said, there's a lot more moves that Chris Greer can make. So 50 million, I definitely lowballed the amount of money that is available. But just know that even if we spend every dollar of this 20 million, there'll be money to sign rookies and all that. We ain't got to worry about that. Bring Calais back, but this time as a rotational piece and still draft 2 dogs on the D line. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely still draft defensive line somewhere in the first 3 rounds. I've seen mock drafts. We take defensive tackle in the first round. I've seen a lot of them. What was the kid's name? Nolan Smith. I don't have it in front of me right here, but Nolan Smith in the first round out of Ole Miss, I think it was. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. As long as we address the offensive line fully in free agency, I'm cool with going defensive tackle in the first round. I'm cool with that because that shores up our trenches. And for once, we'll have this team built correctly from the trenches. And we still got our fancy pieces. We still got our Tyreek Hills. We still got our Jalen Waddles. In this fan base, listen, we got to start showing Tyreek some support on social media. Because, I mean, whether you support what he did or not, which I don't support, I don't support what he did. But the people that want Tyreek gone because he set out the second half of a game and he talked a little shit after that game out of frustration. Listen, this guy is our best player. He's our best player, and people want him gone because he quit on the team. Come on, man. He's our best player. He is our most dominant player. He's our most exciting player. And this team is not going to look good. We're not going to be good if we trade Tyreek Hill. What up, Raphael? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, like I think we need to show him a little bit of support because he's taking a hammering right now, and we need him to be here. Again, I don't support what he did. I don't. But I know he's brought me more excitement with this team than any player has in the last 20 years. He's the most dynamic player the Miami Dolphins have ever had. And I know that we're not better with Tua Tagovailoa on or with Tyreek Hill on another team. Especially because we're not going to get nothing back. We're not going to get nothing back. So why trade him for nothing? For nothing. We're not going to get a lot of cap relief. We're not going to get a bunch of assets in return. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. So Shake has, obviously, everybody, if you don't know Shake, which you probably do, Shake Money has numerous YouTube channels. Check him out. Do you know any of these salary projections? Because we got two guards right now. We got Calais back. We got about $20 million to spend. We need a corner. We need two safeties. We need a backup quarterback. We need a tight end and a middle linebacker. I'm going to say we sign a backup quarterback. Let's say we sign. Who do you want us to sign at backup quarterback, guys? Marcus Mariota's name's running rapid. I know some of you like Jameis Winston. I ain't gonna mention no names. Tua is Drake, Enrique is Kendrick Lamar, not like us. Raphael's crazy. Mac Jones, you agree with Mac Jones? See, I'm the one. Listen, I don't like to take crap, but I put that out there days ago and everybody shot me down. And now it seemed like everybody on board with it. You know what I mean? I was one of the first people that said Mac Jones. And people are like, Mac Jones, what? Hey, you're crazy. I'm telling you, Mac Jones makes sense. And what do you think Mac Jones' contract is going to look like? 2 years? What, 7-8 million a year? You don't think he gets more than that, do you? Mac Jones' contract with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Here is information from Spatrack.com.
Oh, he didn't get anywhere near that. Mac Jones is only getting like $3 million a year. Let's say 2 years, 9 million. So 4.5 million. So backup quarterbacks take care of. So now we need 2 safeties, a cornerback, a tight end, and a middle linebacker. 2 safeties, a cornerback, a middle linebacker, and a tight end. Now, if that's what our team needs are right now, we go defensive tackle first round. Everybody's in pretty much agreement with that. Or do you address one of the team needs and go get a corner? Or do you go grab a safety? If Malachi Starks is there, do you go grab him? You know what I mean? Let's take a look in the mirror. Will you love me forever? Let me sleep on it. I'm trying to look and see prospects. Oh, geez. Okay, let me see. 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 Let's share this with you all. All right. So overall player rankings, Travis Hunter, Gentry. All right, let's see if we can go up here. So let's go defensive line. So Mason Graham, Abdul Carter is going to be gone. They're defensive ends anyway. Walter Nolan. Walter Nolan is going to be available more than likely. This guy could come in and absolutely be a great player for us. Let's take a look at his strengths. Explosive first step off the snap allows him to consistently beat offensive linemen into their set and dictate initial engagement. Shows up repeatedly against both run and pass. This guy could absolutely be a beast for us. Brings a nasty demeanor to the trenches with a relentless motor that wears interior offensive linemen over 4 quarters of play. You like to see that. A versatile defender who can align anywhere from 0 to 5 technique, giving defensive coordinators flexibility in how to deploy him situationally. I think he'd be a great pick for us there. Let's see. I really like this Kenneth Grant, though. I really do. He's a bigger guy. He's 6'3", 339 pounds. He's one of them big maulers in the middle, and I would like to have that. He's a big boy. Let's see his strengths. Jeez, all these pop-ups. Okay. He's an athletic freak. Impressive quick first step, putting immediate pressure on offensive linemen and quarterbacks. Natural leverage advantage with a compact frame and powerful base. Excels at resetting the line of scrimmage in one-on-one situations. Develops pass rush repertoire, including swim, rip, club, and spin moves. See, I like that too, that he can beat you more than one way. You know what I mean? Doesn't rely solely on the bull rush. Three years of high level production against elite competition, proven performer in biggest games and moments. You got to like that too. You know, he's not playing against a bunch of bullcrap players. You know, he's not a 1 year wonder. I like that. Deion Walker and Zabler in the first 2 rounds would be great. I agree with you. I agree with you, Sackman 56. I like both those guys. I like both those guys. I think both those guys would be great. So right now, we filled the offensive line when Mekhi backed in for a 4-year, $56 million deal. Zach Martin, a 2-year, $17.5 million deal. I think that gives us a top 10 offensive line. Obviously, we bring Isaiah Wynn back for depth. And this is with under the assumption that we can get Teron Armstead at a reduced salary back too. We re-signed defensive tackle Calais Campbell, a 1-year, $7 million deal, and we bring up backup quarterback Mac Jones on a 2-year, $9 million deal. That leaves us with about $15.5 million, which we're going to have more space than that, folks. And we got to address the safety spot, 2 safety spots, a cornerback, and the defensive tackle. And again, I'd bring in another offensive line through the draft. You can never get enough guards. We got to continue and Zach Martin's not the long-term answer at guard either. He's a guy that we can bring in and play at a high level for a year or two, but after that, we're going to have to move on. Again, I would bring Javon Howland back if he's willing to play ball and the number doesn't exceed $14 million a year. Does he get more than that? Maybe he does. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, I looked at one rankings last night, and they had Javon Holland ranked the 19th best prospect in this free agency. So, you know, we'll see where people value him. There's a lot of people with a lot of money to spend, so I won't be surprised if someone throws them a bunch of money. It happens every year that people get overpaid. We just got to hope that we can find the diamonds in the rough they can come in and help this team. I think Chris Greer is going to end up bringing in a lot of guys on 1-year contracts again. Holland just needs some pay and carpet podium. That's it. Dang, Timothy Washington. I was saying that while you were typing it. I think Greer will sign a bunch of 1-year contracts just like last year. I agree. And some of those players, again, some of those players are good players. Look at Calais Campbell. What he made $3.5 million last year? $3.5 million? And we're going to address some of these. I'd like to add a safety right now. We got $15.5 million. I say we bring in top free agent safeties in the NFL. I'd like to add a safety before we can leave the other positions for the draft and after the draft. Top free agent safeties hitting the free agency. Oh, yeah, Elijah Campbell's a free agent, by the way. Elijah Campbell is a free agent, by the way. Let's see. So Javon Holland's the top ranked one. And then you got the kid from San Francisco. I'm not going to attempt to say his name. Yeah, Sackman 56. I think another year or two, I would definitely move Ramsey to safety. I think he could have another almost Hall of Fame career at the safety position. I think he could play another 8 years at the safety position and be a Hall of Famer at that position. I really do. But I don't know if it's smart to have an opening at both cornerback spots where we need two corners. Raphael, I thought Justin Simmons too, but he played horrible for Atlanta last year. I looked up his stats and he was horrible. He was absolutely horrible. Yeah, Cameron Bynum from the Minnesota Vikings. I like Justin Reed. I think Justin Reed could be really good for. We could plug him in, and he'd be good for us. Yeah, maybe we do Jeremy Chin. We could get probably fairly cheap. You guys like Jeremy Chin signing? He had a 73 run grade, a 64 pass grade. Yeah, I don't. Let's say we go get Justin Simmons or what's his name? Justin Reed from the Kansas City Chiefs. Justin Reed, Kansas City Chiefs. He's a player that's a dog. He knows how to win. I think we can get him on a 2-year, $18 million. So that's $9 million. Yeah, I don't think Justin Reed's not going to get more than Javon Holland. He's not going to get more than the kid from San Francisco. He's not better than the third best safety in this free agency. I just don't see that. I don't see it. I mean, maybe it is a little bit more than 9. Maybe it's a $12 million. I'm okay with that. I'm all right paying $12 million for a starting safety of Justin Reed's caliber. It eliminates a position in need. So we'll go in and we'll do a mock draft starting tomorrow with our top needs. We need a starting quarterback, corner. We need a starting safety. A defensive tackle, another interior offensive lineman, a tight end, a punter because we released Jake Bailey. So our goal is to go after a corner, a safety, a defensive tackle, an interior offensive lineman, a tight end, and a punter in tomorrow's mock draft. We'll hit the mock draft tomorrow. But I like the signings. I think these moves shore up the offensive line. Calais Campbell helps shore up the defensive line. If we address defensive tackle in the first round tomorrow, that will shore up the trenches. And that's the start of building a team that is built the correct way. That is a start of building a team that is able to win in cold weather. That's the start of building a team that can win against good teams, because you'll be able to put pressure on the quarterback. You'll be able to stop the run, and you'll be able to give your quarterback time to throw. You'll be able to open up the running game. That's why the Philadelphia Eagles were so successful, and people need to continue to follow the blueprint that they laid out, because they had a very average passer in Jalen Hurts, looked like a phenomenal player. You had Saquon Barkley, who came from the New York Giants, and Saquon Barkley is a tremendous talent. Don't get me wrong. Tremendous talent. But look what Saquon was doing with a bad offensive line in New York. He wasn't doing anything. He wasn't doing anything. I used to feel so bad for Saquon in New York because I knew that he had such great potential, but he just wasn't tapping into it. 1 year with a good offensive line, and look at the season he put up. Look at the season he put up. Now imagine Achan getting out and getting these holes open on the offensive line, and you getting this kid in space on a consistent basis. Imagine Achan getting to the second level on a consistent basis, getting to the open field against safeties on a consistent basis. This kid could have a phenomenal year. We're talking 1,500 yards rushing. I could see 1,500 yards rushing out this kid. So, I mean, I think this team has a real chance to succeed. Chris Greer is going to continue to make moves. We're going to see the restructuring of contracts, contract extensions. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to extend Jalen Phillips on a cheap deal. Maybe they end up releasing Teron Armstead and Bradley Chubb. I mean, there's lots of things that can happen. We're just playing the guessing game right now. To be honest, this team's going to look probably completely different than what we just laid out. But what else is there to do this time of year? We have fun with it. We mess around. We have high expectations, hopes, and dreams, and we just hope that the final product is a competitive team that we can be proud of, that we can enjoy watching on Sundays, and that gives us a chance to win. Right? That's what I want. I want a team that I can be proud of, that I can put on a Dolphins hat and, go out in public and be like, not feel embarrassed. I want a team that is exciting and fun to watch on a consistent basis. I want a team that can win week in and week out for them, and I want a team that has an opportunity to make a run. And that satisfies me as a Dolphins fan. I want a team that has an opportunity. I want a team that, maybe we're not the best team in the league, but we're a team that is going to get to the playoffs. And, if we have a good game, we have an opportunity to beat any team in the league on any given Sunday. I've been a Dolphin fan for 30 plus years. I've never witnessed a Super Bowl. I'm getting sick and tired of it. And, two things are going to happen this year. Either we're going to have a good team and we're going to have a great season, or a lot of us are going to get what they want, and that's Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel are going to be out the door. And chances are Tua Tagovailoa is going to follow them. And then hopefully we get someone in here that can continue to build through the trenches. Hopefully we bring someone in from the Philadelphia Eagles or the Kansas City Chiefs or the Baltimore Ravens. One of these teams that consistently builds a winning product, that knows how to go about doing things the right way. I want a real quarterback, man. Can this organization finally hit on a real quarterback for once? That's why, everybody, we need to draft a quarterback. We need to get rid of Tua. I don't want to draft a quarterback and hope that he can be a top 15 quarterback. I don't want to touch any quarterback anymore unless he has the potential to be a top 5 quarterback. Unless he has that unless he looks like a Lamar Jackson, a Josh Allen, a Jaden Daniels, I don't want to touch him. I don't want to touch him. Don't waste your time because you need one of these elite quarterbacks to win in this day and age. You need an elite player at the quarterback position to consistently be good. Yeah. And I think it's a waste of time to go out there and hope that Jackson Dart can be good, or you know what I mean? These other guys that some people want us to draft. Jackson Dart, I've seen him go as low as the 3rd round and high as the top 10. I don't want nothing to do with that guy. Does he look good in some plays and some of his tape? Absolutely. But he looks terrible in others. And I don't want to take the risk. I don't want to go through another 4 years and hoping this guy's going to be all right. No, I want to go after the more sure thing. I want one of the top end talents coming out. I want a Archie Manning. I want Archie Manning next year. He got that Manning pedigree. He can throw the ball. He runs 20 miles an hour. Great athlete. I want Manning. You better come get her. She's dancing like a stripper. Raphael, you crazy boy. You crazy. You crazy boy. All right, make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, comment, share. Again, I appreciate every single one of you. I guess we're gonna do our first mock draft tomorrow. I want to hit the lottery tonight. Yeah, I feel you, bro. I know it's a. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Don't waste. I don't want to waste our time hoping and praying. You know what I mean? Like, if it's not a sure thing, why waste the time? I'd rather go get the top guard in the draft, or the top defensive tackle in the draft, instead of wasting the 13th pick on Jackson Dart, who's probably not going to pan out. I'd rather build our team in other areas, so when the opportunity does come for us to get a top tier quarterback, the team's built for him. The team's built for him already. You know what I mean? Or we can continue to try to hit home runs on these quarterbacks that don't pan out, and the rest of the team is shit because we've wasted so many picks on quarterbacks. We can go get Aaron Rodgers. You guys want Aaron Rodgers? Oh, man. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to Pittsburgh, probably. What do you guys think? And to be honest, I think Pittsburgh is they're going to be better with Aaron Rodgers than what they were with Russ last year. I really do think that they're going to be better with Aaron Rodgers than what they will be with Russ. But yeah, well, I guess we'll try out the mock draft tomorrow, and then besides that, we'll do a little, we'll just talk Dolphins, because I mean this gets a little redundant going over the salary cap and the free agency and stuff. We'll just talk Dolphin football. You know what I mean? We'll just shoot the shit, and but we'll try a mock draft out with the expectations that we need a starting corner, a starting safety, a defensive tackle, another interior offensive lineman, a tight end, and a punter. But make sure you hit them like buttons, folks. It means the world to me. Thank you for coming to hang out. I'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. You know what it is. I appreciate you all. Phins up. I'll see y'all later. Peace.